all the food she had, she said, except there was butter on the slightly stale bread and sugar in the tea. The eggs looked slimy, but I was hungry enough to eat anything, and they tasted fine. When I wiped my plate with my bread, she gave me another spoonful of eggs. What am I supposed to do with you? She asked. It was such an odd question. Nothing, I said. Ada stays inside, Jamie offered. I take care of him, I said. You won't have to. Miss Smith frowned. How old are you? This question made me squirm. Jamie's 6, I said. Ma'am said, he's got to go to school. He's awfully small for 6, Miss Smith said. Ma'am said. And surely you're older than he is, she continued. Don't you go to school? Jamie said, not with the ugly foot. Miss Smith snorted. That foot's a long way from her brain. And she tapped the knife against the edge of the plate. Birthdays. When? Names. Real names. Not this Smith nonsense. Ada and Jamie, I said. Smith, that's all I know. She glared at me. I glared back. After a few moments, her gaze softened. You really don't know. I looked at the eggs on my plate. I asked once, I said. Ma'am said it didn't matter. Miss Smith drew in her breath. Okay, she said. Jamie's 6. You're older. Shall we say 9? I couldn't tell by her voice how angry she was. I shrugged. 9 was fine. I knew my numbers. 8, 9, 10. I'll write your parents, Miss Smith said. Lady Thornton will give me their address, and I'll write them. They'll tell me. She looked us up and down. What does your father do? Nothing, I said. He's dead. Dead for years. Either that or gone. I didn't know which. If I squeezed my eyes shut and concentrated, I thought I could remember him, but only as a sort of blurry shadow, a tall man. Quiet, not like Ma'am. Oh, said Miss Smith. I'll write your mother then. Miss Smith was not a nice person, but the bed she put us in was soft and clean, with smooth, thin blankets and warm, thicker ones. She pulled the curtain across the window to shut out the light. I was so tired. Miss, I asked, whose is the pony? I had to know before I went to sleep. Miss Smith paused, and her hand on the curtain. She looked out the window. His name is Butter, she said. Becky gave him to me. Who's Becky? Jamie asked, but she didn't reply. That was the end of chapter 7.